Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and today I'm going to be doing a July 2022 monthly check-in reading for you. So it's raining outside and it's a little bit sunny out there, so it kind of represents water and fire, which is your card, the Temperance, alchemization between water and fire. So what do we need to know for Sagittarius? What's going on for you? We have the Strength card, so Leo energy. So when I see Leo energy, the Strength card, this could represent overcoming an obstacle within your life. A really hard obstacle, basically where you need divine intervention. So Leo the lion was actually slain by Hercules. That was one of his first trials that he had to go through, right? Then if you look at biblical references and other references, the angel of strength came down to Daniel and the lions den and shut the mouth of the lions, right? So that's kind of the idea behind strength. Overcoming an obstacle through divine intervention. So what's going on for Sagittarius? What do we need to know right here? I'm going to be using the Revelations Tarot. This deck does have reversals in it. Maybe you need to rely on your angels. Maybe you need to pray. Maybe you need to give thanks. Look at your life and see how many times you've been saved through divine intervention. But it can also represent building solid and lasting relationships and things within your life, right? Because when we think of, say, that old Bible verse, that old Bible song of the foolish man built his house upon the sand and the wise man built his house upon the rock. Obviously, rock has a stronger foundation than sand does. So building those stronger foundations within your life. Now, it can be harder because you do have to chisel away at the rock sometimes in order to build like that flat, even playing field so that way you can put a house on it. It requires a lot of work. It requires, a lot of painstaking labor in order to do so. However, think about great cathedrals. Think about, even the pyramids. Anything built out of stone. Think of the Colosseum, the Pantheon, whatever. They've stood the test of time because they are on solid foundations. The sun is coming out right now. Solid foundations within their lives, as opposed to anything that was built, just kind of in the forest on some marshy land. It just kind of sunk and faded away into nothing, right? Time has forgotten about it. But we haven't forgotten about, the Great Wall of China, things of that nature. So what's going on for Sagittarius? What do we need to know? We have the Fool card, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Swords. So a brand new beginning within your life right here. A brand new happy beginning with this Ace of Cups. With this King of Swords, this represents God-given intellect, okay? The King of Swords represents a judge, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever. Someone of just very, very high authority, okay? And someone who has a lot of knowledge. Someone who's probably spent a good majority of their life learning, all right? Think of like a Supreme Court justice, how much time they spent in school, how much time they've studied, how many books they've read, how they've had to, go over cases and cases. And then think of like world-renowned surgeons. Most world-renowned surgeons are actually much older people. Yeah, they did smaller surgeries growing up, but they've had to go through more and more school because when you become a doctor of something, that doesn't automatically make you a specialist in that. Like think of like a brain surgeon or a neurosurgeon, right? They have to specialize in something. They have to specialize in surgery techniques and know ins and outs. There's more and more school. So a brand new happy beginning with this King of Swords. Someone who is solid right here. Someone who has built their house upon the rock. This could be you. This could be you getting that degree. This could be you, you've put in a lot of hard work and a lot of time and effort into situations within your life. But it was worth it in the end. That's the thing about the King of Swords with the Strength card. This is the opposition coming into alignment between Aquarius and Leo right here. The physical body, the strength of the physical body to match the intellect, okay? So let's look at this Fool energy. How is this coming about for you? We have the Nine of Cups and the Empress. So you wished for this. But here's the thing with the Empress. It does represent, you having to put in a lot of hard work because the Empress is kind of like growing a garden, right? The Empress represents a very large piece of land, kind of like a country. It can also represent a home, but it really doesn't represent a person. A lot of people say the Empress is more like, a motherly figure. Yes, it can be represented as that. However, think of like what an empress rules or an emperor rules. They rule land. They rule the concept of things. They rule an empire, right? So that's what I'm seeing for you is this brand new beginning is coming out through a divine alignment, a wish card, kind of like a blessing from the universe, kind of like the angel of strength coming down to give you this empress energy to help you rule over this land with this, King of Swords. This could be you being a specialist in something. What is this Ace of Cups? Like your intellect is unmatched in whatever this is. Ace of Cups, the Tower, and the Page of Swords. You're happy because of a destruction of something that you got to witness or getting to witness right here. You're witnessing the fall of something, but at the same time, it can also represent having sudden clarity. Because when we look at the Tower card, it's the sun in the original artwork. The sun casts a bolt of lightning or a solar flare and strikes the tower. And I'm not talking about like in this vintage tarot or the Rider-Waite tarot. I'm talking about like in the 1500s of the cards, the artwork. So you're getting to watch this destruction, and that's what makes you happy. When something falls apart, that's your wish. That's what makes you happy right here. What is this King of Swords energy? Oh, I saw the sun. I don't want to take that, but the Nine of Pentacles is coming out. Someone who's built a garden for themselves. Someone who's put in a lot of hard work. However, let's see. What's going on with this King of Swords energy? What do we need to know? The Ace of Cups again. And the Knight of Wands. So this person could be coming into your life. Here's the thing. This person might know you and might want to offer you an opportunity. Okay? Someone of high authority and high intellect wants to offer you something. They want to offer you this Ace of Cups. I kind of feel like they're spying on you with this Page of Swords energy. They're watching you. But here's the thing about the Page of Swords. It's not a malicious card. It just kind of represents, a spy. Someone who takes a peek at certain situations. They want to come in very quickly with this Knight of Wands, kind of like this bravado, grandiose energy to offer you this Ace of Cups. Because now we have double Ace of Cups coming out. It shakes your foundation because it provides enlightenment. Like, how could this King of Swords, why does this King of Swords want me? Why is this person of high authority? Why is this, for example, you could be a really good, say, a CNA, someone who's at the bottom of the totem pole. But then a world-renowned surgeon is like, could you be a CNA at my hospital or whatever? I like the way you work. You might not even think that you're important in this situation. But, they offer you more abundance. Right? They offer you better pay. They offer you better hours, whatever the situation is. I kind of feel like you're not quite on this person's level. This could be you. You could be offering something to someone else to change their life around. But here's the thing. This person is in authority over the Empress. This person has a lot of people under them. They're watching you to hand you this cup, to hand you this situation, to give you a brand new opportunity. And it's kind of like a wish come true. They're coming in pretty quickly too. They're watching you, and you might not understand why. That's the ground-breaking moment right here with this Tower energy, is that you're surprised that this is happening for you. Because at the end of the day, the sunlight does provide the illumination, but it is the lightning that strikes the tower. The lightning is from the King of Swords energy, so it's kind of like Aries and Leo coming together to strike illumination on something. That's what this is. You're receiving divine clarity as to what is going on within your life. And it's kind of like breaking down the way you used to think, the way that you believed about yourself. The Ten of Swords represents a defeat. Yeah, so it's kind of breaking down what you think about you, your negative perception of yourself. The Ten of Cups coming out. Let me get you a couple more cards. Why is the Ten of Swords here? Seven of Swords. Because I kind of feel like throughout your life, it's always negative repercussions of things. You're always constantly having to deal with, backstabbing, betrayal energies, people trying to get one over on you. It's kind of like, some people grow up and they have to live through environments where everyone's trying to be a cutthroat. Everyone's trying to get things for themselves. And maybe that's what you've grown up in, is that you've always had to kind of like fight for yourself. And because you're constantly fighting, because of all of these things, maybe you found yourself to be a little bit worthless. But here's the thing with the Ten of Cups coming out, it's like your wish come true. The Hanged Man, see it from a higher perspective. So when I see the Hanged Man, it's saying to see this situation from a higher perspective. I think I also need to see what's going on from a higher perspective. So I'm going to pull out the Vampire Tarot because that's the deck that I'm most connected to read darker messages. When I say most connected, most tarot readers have a deck that they like the most. I like using this as like, just a traditional everyday reading. However, when I use this deck, I've studied it a lot more and I've used it a lot more. So therefore I understand a little bit more symbolism and imagery in it. So therefore it gives me a more clearer perspective, right? So let's see. It's telling me to see things from a higher perspective. Also to see yourself from a higher perspective. The defeat of something is actually really happy. This could also be that the tower is breaking down for you. You need to see how this defeat in your life is finally clearing up, how this barrier that you've built up around yourself or this ideology that you have around yourself is falling apart. It's being defeated. That's what's making you happy with this Ten of Cups, because I pulled the Ten of Swords first, then the Ten of Cups. So it's like the defeat is actually the happiness. So the breakdown of this tower is the happiness. So someone could be providing you enlightenment about a breakdown of a situation, and that's what you truly wish for. Seems like people have tried to get away with this situation before. Maybe you've just allowed it to happen. You know how, say for example, Ghislaine Maxwell and R. Kelly and all those people who did those horrible things, they got away with it for so many years, and then finally, justice was given to them. Like 30 years later, whatever, right? That's like the defeat of them brings you the happiness. And it took a lot of time and trial, because that's what the King of Swords also represents. It represents, a lawyer, a judge, a doctor, someone of higher intellect. So the defeat, the breakdown of something that seemed unattainable, because no one ever thought, people like Harvey Weinstein or Ghislaine Maxwell or R. Kelly, the really rich elite people could ever be put in jail. Like, that's the situation. Like, they were always going to get away with it. That's what people thought. However, because they did not, that's what brings out the happiness. That's the Hanged Man. That's the clarity that I'm supposed to see. I'm going to get a couple of cards from this deck, though, to make sure that I'm on the right path. Yeah, the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups again. So I am on the right path. There we go. So I'm going to switch back to this. That's what the cards wanted me to say. So what else is going on for you? So you're happy. Like, I kind of feel like you're getting what you deserve right here. Someone's helping you. Someone's breaking down this situation. Someone's coming in of a higher authority. The King of Wands and the Page of Wands right here. Someone is protecting, someone is teaching the Page. The King of Wands is teaching the Page of Wands, offering, providing enlightenment, providing illumination. Because at the end of the day, the Page of Wands is kind of like the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands' child. In some ways, when you think about it. However, it doesn't always have to be. The Page of Wands is its own card. It represents people staring, people of lower authority being favored. Okay, because the Page of Wands represents being brought out of the house and being shown off and displayed to the king. All right, so the king is like trying to pick out their favorite concubines of the townspeople. Tarot can get a little dark. It can also represent, becoming an apprentice to someone. The great scientists wanted apprentices, like who they were going to teach next. The great wizards, because at the same time, the King of Wands is kind of like a witch, finding his apprentice. That's kind of what this is as well. So I kind of feel like you're being taught right here, an apprentice, you're being like apprentice to someone, or maybe you're finding your apprentice. Someone is wanting to teach you. Because at the end of the day, the Page of Wands is a skilled magician, just very novice skill level. Like, they have the power behind them to do something, but they don't know how to fully wield it, okay? So they need someone of higher authority to teach them. So what else is going on? Five of Cups, you feel sad about a situation. You feel like you've been backstabbed and betrayed. but you have victory at the end with the Six of Wands. That's the thing, is it's like you're going through this Ten of Swords moment. It's like you don't ever think things are going to get better. Maybe you've been told that you were crazy. Maybe you're just like, oh my gosh, it's never going to get better. No one believes the situation. No one whatever, right? But you come into contact with the right person and they give you the victory. They give you the Ten of Cups, double clarification. How do you meet this person? Let's look at that. How does this person come into your life? The Knight of Wands kind of just represents appearing. Like they just run into a situation. They don't really think about it. But we'll clarify that. The Wheel of Fortune, yeah, it's just random. It's like random chance, okay? You meet this person through fate, through the cycle of ups and downs within your life, okay? Because the Wheel of Fortune is eternal. As you can see, it has T-A-R-O and ends on T. So it represents the eternal loop of tarot itself, okay? It represents all four of the major, or all four of the fixed signs. So you have Scorpio, you have Aquarius, you have Leo and Taurus at the bottom. It has the Sphinx at the top, it has the Devil, it has the Snake going up. So this represents going through the divine levels of good, evil, masculine, and feminine, the ups and downs of your life. As you can see, it has the four graphs right here, but it has the diagonal graphs as well. So the graphs go off into infinity. So it's a very mathematical card. It has a lot of spiritual meanings behind it. It has, if you really look in depth at the Wheel of Fortune, it is like one of the more powerful cards. It's your card coming out. It's Sagittarian energy. A lot of people forget that this card is Sagittarius. So that's what I'm seeing for you, is it's like you have this divine encounter, a chance moment within your life. Judgment, yeah. This is the superpower of the fire signs, because when we think about Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius coming together, they are the four angels of Judgment Day, or the three angels of Judgment Day, okay? Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are supposed to be the angels who blast the trumpet to call everyone out of their graves. A lot of people don't believe that Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, they kind of think of them more as demons, because they're fire energy and they're scary, especially since Aries is represented by the Emperor, you know, horns and all that. But here's the thing. They're on the divine masculine side. They're not on the negative feminine side. So being divine masculine, they're all three angels. They're just scary to look at. But then again, angels say, do not be afraid, right? They always have to say that. So that's what this is. This is the divine alignment of all three angels to call you to a new situation. You're being resurrected from your grave right here. You're being resurrected from this defeat energy. Like you're laying there on the ground, like things are never going to get better. Life's a shit show. I'll never get, you know, my just desserts. And then the Wheel of Fortune comes in. It's divine alignment for you to be called from this Ten of Swords energy, to have the Ten of Cups. You have the Victory card coming out. You're supposed to be here, okay? Let me get you a couple more cards. We have the Four of Swords. Yeah, you're supposed to be in this resting phase. Like, if things don't seem like they're happening, it's because they're not meant to happen right now. If you feel like you're just, you know, kind of going through the motions, here's the thing. The best thing that you can do is rest, because the Four of Swords represents taking the sword and running back into the battle once you've healed. Like, he's still a warrior. He still has to go and fight a war. However, he's kind of like been injured, so he has to retreat and he has to rest. So this is the resting phase for you right now. Things are moving while you are resting, though. Enjoy the Hanged Man energy while you can, seeing things from a higher perspective in this recovery mode, because the Hanged Man also represents being crucified upside down. As I've said in a lot of my readings, the upside down cross is not a satanic symbol. I don't know why people continuously think that, however, it is not. It represents the saints who decided to be crucified upside down because they didn't feel like they were worthy of Jesus. They wanted to seek enlightenment. They wanted to seek favor. So that's kind of what the Hanged Man represents. If you look, it could be a representation of four being a divine number as well. However, it can also be seen as crucifixion upside down, seeing things from a higher perspective, okay? Because when you're upside down, you're looking at the sky, as opposed to when you're right side up, you're looking at things that are around here. You can't see the big picture, and that's what the Hanged Man wants you to see, is the big picture. So, let's see. What's going on with the Witch's Familiar Oracles? Cunning, tenacity. Nothing can slow you down, especially with this cunning fox energy. It's like you're going to be seeing through deceptions right here. You're going to be seeing and peering through people's misdeeds, right? And if people try to throw a wrench in your plans, it doesn't matter because you have the tenacity to keep moving forward. It's like, oh, they try to get one over on me. Well, you know, whatever. I'm just going to continue to keep doing what I'm going to do because at the end of the day, you have a much better chance with this King of Swords energy. You're much more fulfilled. So let me get you a couple of spellcasting oracle cards. Hold on just a second. All right. We have animals. Pay attention to the animals, especially if you see a fox right here. I saw a fox last night, so yeah. Very bad encounter, actually. So with this animals energy, pay attention to the foxes that are around you. Pay attention to the animals that you see. It could be birds. It could be, you know, a crane, whatever. Blessings from the universe with this Wheel of Fortune. It's coming into your life. And good luck. There you go. That good luck is just good luck, right? You have the Wheel of Fortune coming out your card, which represents good luck, divine encounters, divine chance. Embrace, build. So you're going to be able to build something better here because you're going to be with the King of Swords, someone who is of a much higher status, much higher intellect. Embrace this situation. Don't try to fight it, okay? As much as you want to. As much as you don't feel like you should have this, you do. If you feel like you shouldn't have something within your life, you're supposed to have it. So we have Berkana, Birch, creativity, new ideas, birth and nourishment. The spiritual meaning is mother energy and inner growth. Let me get you a couple of talisman cards, or one talisman card. Rado. Speed your journey, ease a transition, aid communication, bring good news, and find your spiritual way. Because once again, the King of Swords brings news of a situation. So birth can be representation by this new Fool energy that we have, going on to a new cycle, going on to a new life. Let me get you a couple of Halloween oracles. We have death. The eternal cycle begins here. Okay. So the ending of a situation. And Lady de los Muertos, acceptance and equality. So accept this ending with this tower because it's the best thing that could happen to you because it equalizes the scales for you. It equalizes a blessing. Okay? I don't understand this death card. Let's look at it. The Seven of Wands. In a way, it's kind of like you're fighting, moving on with your life. However, with this grand new idea, it allows you to let go. That's what this is. This is about letting go. It's kind of like you're constantly fighting this situation. It's like telling people that it happened. They're like, it didn't happen. Or you're constantly fighting with like, you know, please believe me. But here's the thing. It's finally laid to rest. You can accept it and move on with your life now. You're no longer fighting for the situation. You have the Chariot energy. Victory. You cheat the situation. Because remember, the two prophets in the chariot that were brought up to heaven in the chariot at different time periods in the Bible, they never died. They cheated death. Now, they do say that they're going to have to come back down during Revelations to preach at the Wailing Wall, and then humanity will kill them, but they will be brought back to life again. So, they cheat death essentially twice. Yeah, death card again. Cheating death. The Ten of Wands. You're cheating this bad situation. It's meant to, the bad situation, you're not supposed to be in it anyway. So this is kind of what's supposed to happen for you. A very nice, happy meeting, chance meeting, allows you to let go of this Ten of Swords. It allows you to put this situation to rest. You have Scorpio energy with the Tower, allowing the situation to fall down. Lady of Death. Lady de los Muertos. So triple clarification of death. That's a symbol right there. I need to clarify that. Let me get you the Vampire Tarot. What does this mean? What do we need to know with the Vampire Tarot? We have the Three of Scepters, the Prince of Skulls, and the Ace of Skulls. You've sent out messages and the messages are being returned to you, okay? You don't really have to do anything. You just have to wait for this new Ace of Skulls, Prince of Skulls to be delivered to you. The Prince of Skulls is delivering you something, this Ace of Skulls. You don't really need to fight for this situation. Someone is clearing it up for you, okay? Allow the situation to fall apart because that is what it's meant to do. Don't try to hold on to things. You're essentially cheating the situation, whatever this is within your life. Because with the Judgment card, it's being called to a new life. So even if you do get defeated with this Ten of Swords, the Judgment allows you to come back to life. Because remember, with the Chariot energy, that's what I said with the prophets. They get killed by humanity. And then after 3 days, they're brought back from their death. And that's the Three of Wands. 3 days. The Fool energy. Their cycle, a new cycle. A brand new cycle. But here's the thing with that. You have to understand that even in a new happy cycle, they always come to an end. Okay? That can also be what's supposed to happen for you, Sagittarius. You have to understand that no matter what happens, I wish I had the Sun card out here. However, I don't. Let me just pull it out for you for the sake of wherever it is. For the sake of enlightenment, all right? Everything on the Sun card is organic, okay? So the child riding on the white horse, the sunflowers in the background, the sun itself, it'll all die. It's the happiest card in the deck, but it'll all fade away. This is representation of Leo. Leo and Scorpio sit at the bottom of the wheel, right? Well, not in this artwork. If you turn it sideways, they sit next to one another, right? So Scorpio is represented by the Phoenix, Leo is represented by the Lion. However, this is kind of how they look on the wheel itself. Oh, you have to turn the card sideways. So this is Aquarius, this is Taurus, this is Leo, and Scorpio. So kind of like sideways look at it, right? If you look at the Death card itself, everything on this card is also dying. Everything is marching to death. So Leo is the bringer of life. Scorpio is the taker of life, okay? So you are born to go through the cycle of the tarot to die. That's what this is all about for you. So you have to understand, you have to take the bad with the good as well. That nothing lasts forever. People, places, and things. That job, you know, if this is a job situation where you feel happy, eventually you're going to have your bad days in it. Might be happy in the moment, but you're going to be like, 20 years down the line, you might be thinking, man, I was so happy to have this job. Do I really want to do this the rest of my life? I mean, you're going to have those moments. That's the whole point of life, though. You're going to have your ups and you have your downs, okay? So anyway, Sagittarius, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll talk to you later.